Hello there and welcome to Rent Cashflow Monthly Live episode number 4. Today we are talking about how visibility is not credibility and will not get you deals. Now look, I'm going to put this into perspective in one moment's time. But you know what? When I kind of figured this out, it just changed everything. Because I realised the importance of the thing I'm going to talk about today. Now look, if you want to get more deals, if you want to be more credible, then you've got to be doing things a bit differently from everybody else. Because if everybody else is out there just shouting about what they do, or shouting about whatever, talking about whatever they want to talk about, they're not going to build credibility. They're not going to get deals as a result of that. So, before I begin, look, share this, get people to know about this live stream, and join my group. In my group, I'm going to talk about how you can create monthly cash flow, £1,000 a month per property that you don't need to own, don't need loads of deposits, etc. It's a group called Rent Monthly Cashflow group. And the link for it is in the description above or below this video. I think it's bit.ly/monthly cashflow. So go and join that group right now. I'm going to create exclusive content for that group, so you're going to get that only if you're in that group. But hey, today we're talking about how visibility by itself, just visibility, is not credibility and won't get you deals by itself. You have to do things differently. Now let me analyze this. Let me explain to you why this is the case. You see, if visibility was credibility and enabled you to get deals, then people who spent the most amount of time on Facebook or at networking events would be the people who did the most number of deals and had the most amount of credibility. Because what we're saying there is, hey, you know, as long as you turn up, you show up, as long as you're there, as long as you're in somebody's mind, you will be the one that they come to with the deals and think of you first and enable you to move forward. But let me ask you this question. How many people do you know who you spend a lot of time with, but you never ever think of passing them a deal or getting a deal from them or really doing any business with them whatsoever? How many people do you know? Like, take for example your siblings or your parents or your kids, etc. Whatever age you're at, think about it, right? You probably have the most amount of contact with these people. They have the most amount of visibility to you. Or even your friends, they might have the most amount of visibility to you. You might spend the most amount of time with them. But it doesn't mean you're going to do business with them. And this is the key. This is the real learning here. This is why I want to do this live stream, because I see so many people get this bit wrong. You know, there are people out there, and by the way, I did this when I began, so if you do this, don't worry about it, just start changing the way in which you're doing things, because you'll get better results. I remember when I first started in property, and I went out and thought, you know what, I'm going to go networking crazy. Now, in today's world, you know, this was like 6-7 years ago, but nowadays, you know, there's like there's like 3 networking events within 20-30 minutes drive of most people in the UK. But back then, there wasn't anywhere near as many networking events. In fact, there was probably about 50 to 60 networking events across the whole of the UK. So I used to travel quite far to get to these networking events. Sometimes going to Berkshire. I'm sure if you're watching this, you may or may not have heard of the Berkshire Property Meet. It doesn't run anymore, but a fantastic event it was when I used to go there. And I used to go all the way up to Huddersfield and over to Worcester and Birmingham. And there wasn't a meeting in Coventry at the time. There was one in Leicester, so I obviously went to the Leicester one, and then Nottingham. And, you know, sometimes go down to London, but there were very few networking events. And so what this meant was I had to travel very far to go to these events. And I started doing this because I thought networking, that is the way to get deals. That's the way to build my business. I've got to network, because that's what the successful people do. They know a lot of people. And look, when I network, I created a wide number of contacts. People who still remember me, who maybe have not seen me for a long time. In fact, I met one of them the other day at another networking event in London that I went to. And this person had met me, you know, 4 years ago, and they remembered who I was, and I remembered them. I remember the conversation, and, you know, I hadn't seen them for a while, and we reconnected and started chatting and stuff, and it was great to see where they were at, what they were doing, what I was doing, and, you know, what is their potential to work together. But my biggest failure, right, this is my biggest failure, when I was networking, when I first started in property almost 7 years ago, is that I just went networking for the sake of networking. I was just going out there thinking, well, visibility is credibility. If I just turn up, I am credible by turning up. The more networking events I turn up to, the more credible I am. This is not true. You don't get more deals just for showing up. You do, if you're on Facebook a lot, for example, just being in the groups doesn't mean you're going to get deals. Just being at networking events doesn't mean you're going to get deals. It doesn't mean you're going to build your credibility either. If you're on LinkedIn all the time, doesn't mean you'll build your credibility or get more deals. All it means is that you're more visible. Now, it is a key element. You've got to be visible to be credible. You've got to be visible. That's an element of it. But the bit that we often miss off, the bit I'm going to talk about today, the bit that's really important is not just visibility that creates credibility, but relevancy. Relevancy and being relevant and being visible is what creates credibility and gets you deals. So I'll talk about that in just a moment and show you exactly what I mean by that, because it's really important. If you're going to go and spend your time, invest your time to go, turn up, pay for, and turn up to a networking event, come on to Facebook, network people on Facebook, on LinkedIn, etc. You want to know that actually you're spending your time in a way that's going to get you results in some way, shape, or form. And that's only going to happen if you're coming up and you are relevant. Hey, thank you for the thumbs up, whoever. Mr. Andrew Chan, thank you, bud. Hey guys, look, if you're on here, just give me a load of thumbs and hearts. I love the thumbs and hearts. It's great to come on here and share this information. So you've got to be relevant, right? By the way, Mr. Andrew Tran, which is on the live stream, a very good friend of mine. He's based in Birmingham and he's got great knowledge about Birmingham property and he's doing some awesome property stuff. So, if you want to know anything about Birmingham and property in Birmingham, go and speak to him because he knows what he's talking about. So you've got to be relevant. Now, before I go into this, what I want to share with you is that I've got a Facebook group that I've just created called the Rent Monthly Cashflow group. It's a group where I'm going to share live streams like this, but not just these ones that are live and publicly available. I'm going to share exclusive ones inside the group about deals that I'm doing, about other hints and tips and things that enable you to accelerate your business forward faster than before. So go and join that group. We're going to talk about cash flow because I think that's the most important thing in property. And we're going to talk about the new things that I'm doing, the developments that we've made, the way in which we grow our business, right? The nitty gritty of it, the things that are really going to accelerate your business as well. So go and join the group. The link is in the description. It's bit.ly/monthly cashflow. Just go there. Click on join and I'll make sure that I accept you into the group. And by the way, share this with people as well. Let them know about the group because I want to share more and more information about how to grow your rent-to-rent business, how to create more cash flow each month in that group. Anyway, that's enough about the group. Let's go back to what we're talking about. You see, credibility is not... visibility is not credibility and won't get you deals just by itself. You have to be relevant. Let me show you an example of what this really means. You see, if you're just at a networking event and somebody turns up every single month, I'm sure if you go networking, you'll probably see this. Someone turns up every single month and what they do is they just stand up and go, hey, my name is Divyan and I am a property investor. Maybe they don't even stand up. They just go around and network people, get business cards, don't really say what they do. They don't say what they do and they just turn up and they just network with people, and what's going to happen is you're going to network with them and you're going to remember them and go, oh, hey Divyan, how you doing? Great to see you again at the networking event. And that's it. That's the conversation you're going to have. You might talk and you might be relevant to them, but they might not. If that person's not relevant, you won't. When you go away from that networking event, when you go and you find a deal or you find something that is interesting that maybe isn't right for you, that you want to pass on to somebody else, or you want to introduce somebody to someone else, the thing is, you're not going to be able to do that unless you're not going to pass it on to that person if they're not relevant, right? If they have no relevancy, you're not going to be able to pass the stuff on to them because you don't know what they're about. If they just turn up, is visibility by itself with credibility and got you deals, then just showing up, talking to people would get you more deals. But I've done that. I've been there and I've done that and it got me 0 deals. Nothing. Nada. Because I wasn't relevant. The most important part of turning up is relevancy. Look, I'd rather turn up less often but be relevant than turn up more often and have zero relevancy. Right? That's the hidden factor. Have relevancy. Be relevant to the person that you're talking to, and have visibility, but be relevant. Look, this goes further than just networking events. If you turn up to an agent, let's say you're going to buy a property, right? You turn up or find a rent-to-rent deal, whatever you're going to do. You turn up to an agent and you say that I want to buy an investment property, or I want to buy a property. Well, the first question they're going to ask is, where do you want to buy? How much do you want to spend? Etc., etc., etc. Now, you could go through that and look at a load of properties, but they're not going to be highly motivated to give you deals if they don't know what you're looking for, because you are not relevant in their mind. You're not like the go-to person for something. You're just a person. And everybody knows people. Everybody knows somebody. You're not relevant to them. So if you walk into an agency and you turn up and you go, look, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This thing here, this criteria, exactly what I'm looking for. Now you become highly relevant. Now you do need that visibility. You need to keep going back and telling them that. But over a period of time, you'll start to get a space in their brain. Right? You have a little allocated space in their brain, labeled whatever your name is, insert your name, and your criteria. So every time a deal comes up, a potential deal comes up that is within that criteria you've given, your name will pop into their mind. Straight away, like that, snap. And they'll go, I'm going to give that person a call. Because you've created visibility with relevance. Right? Relevancy. You're relevant to that agent because you're telling them exactly what you want. Now, does that mean you're going to get deals flying in left, right, and centre by doing this? Well, if you're relevant and you're visible, very visible, then yes, you will get more deals come to you a lot quicker than ever before. So you see, you've got to stand for something. You've got to stand for something. And that might be the criteria you're looking for, the type of property you're looking for, the type of cash flow that you're looking for. But you've got to get known for something with the people you talk to. Whether it's agents or a networking event or on Facebook, wherever it is, you have to be relevant as well as visible. Not just visible, but relevant as well. Because that relevancy is what creates that brand, that space in their mind for you. And they hold that for you, and they go, you know what? I'm going to keep this space open for this person. But you do need to keep going back. You need to reinforce that over and over again so they remember you when the deal comes up. So every couple of weeks you contact the agents if you're going to agents. Like every month you go to the same networking event. But you are relevant. And I tell you what, this is exactly how I secured one of our best deals today. Is I just kept turning up at the networking event, saying what I do, very specifically what I do, what area I'm operating in, and how I could help other people. And it took a little while, but over a period of time, I secured one of our best deals. It cash flows about £900 a month. We rarely ever have an empty room in it. When we do, it's usually filled before the last tenant's left. And it runs like clockwork. It's an amazing location. We get loads of demand for it. It's got parking outside. It's even got a garage so we can store stuff in. You know, this deal wouldn't have come about if I wasn't visible and relevant. I wasn't there all the time and I didn't say the right, if I was there, because I was there all the time and I was relevant to that person I was talking to or the whole room, I said something very specific every time. The same thing every time I went to a networking event. Every time I was talking to somebody, I said the same thing about what it is that I do and how I can help other people. And that's what relevance really is you portraying exactly how you can help somebody else in a short, concise, to the point message. And then once you know what that is, you go crazy about being visible. You go crazy. You go to as many networking events you can. You go on Facebook all the time and you just let people know what you do and deals will start coming your way. You'll build credibility very, very quickly and deals will start coming your way. You see, visibility by itself is not credibility and won't get you deals. But visibility with relevance, with high relevance, will get you credibility and deals. Now, let me just add one more layer of information onto this, just so it's crystal clear what I'm really talking about here. Just so you really understand this concept of relevancy. You see, when you're relevant, you are not relevant to everybody. let me say that again. When you're relevant, you're not relevant to everybody. You're not relevant to the whole marketplace. You're relevant to this tiny little slither of the market. But you see, when you get your message right, your relevancy right, when you're talking to this slither of the marketplace, you can get that message everywhere and you're more likely to attract that person. What you're doing effectively is what we call in marketing polarizing your audience. You're telling them exactly what you're looking for, and you're saying, hey, if you're anything else other than this, kind of right now, disregard what I'm saying. But if you're this, then come and talk to me. And that's how you get more deals. That's how you build more credibility with that slither of the marketplace. You can never, ever, ever be everything to everybody. Because if you're everything to everybody, you're nothing to nobody. Okay? If you're everything to everybody, you're nothing to nobody. So you've got to focus on this slither of a marketplace, this little bit that you're looking for, and go, right, I'm going to be highly relevant and visible to this bit of the marketplace, and then I'm going to be highly visible, because that's your relevancy, that's your message to this bit of the marketplace, and then I'm going to be highly visible, which means that once I'm relevant and I'm highly visible, deals will start coming my way very quickly, and probably too many for you to handle. So hey, look, I want you to go out and actually do this. Use this. Don't just come in and sit on the live stream and listen to it and go, hey, that sounds cool. I want you to go and use it, right? Hey, we've had Chris Hall join. Hey there, Chris. Great to see you on here. And Andrew said, thanks for the mention, David. Always really enjoy listening to your advice. Thanks, bud. So, hey, look, I don't want you to just take this information and think of it as something that's useful. I want you to go and do it now. Don't wait, not later on, not tomorrow, today, right now. Take this information, do it right now. Select your marketplace. Go, hey, what's the little slither of the marketplace that I want to engage, that I want to listen to me, right? Think of that slither. If you're doing rent to rent, then you should be talking to landlords who own properties in a particular area that are of a certain size, right? If they don't fit in that criteria, you don't want to talk to them right now. They may hear what you have to say, but you don't want to talk to them right now. Okay, so you're going, this is the slither that I'm looking for. And then go, okay, what are the benefits I can offer to these people? Write down the benefits. I did this, you know what? Let me give you a really quick story. 2 days ago, I went to a coffee shop that I've never been to before. It's actually a juice shop that sells coffee. And it's a health juice shop. And I walked in, you know, I've seen it before. I know it swapped owners. And I walked in, I thought, it looks nicer than it did before, but nothing's drawing me into this. I just went in out of intrigue. I didn't know if there was Wi-Fi there. I didn't know if they served decaf coffee. I didn't even know if they actually served coffee, because it just said juice shop. And I went in on a whim, seeing if there might be an environment I want to work in. And so I went in and I did work. And at the end, when they closed up, the owner was there. And I said to him, look, dude, you need to stand for something. Right now, you're just a shop. When I've driven past you about a few hundred times in the last few months, because I go up and down this particular road quite often, I just see juice shop. I don't know what you're about. I don't know what your special offers are. I don't know what you stand for. I don't know why I'd even go into your shop. I don't even know that you got Wi-Fi. I had to walk in to ask you. And most people won't do that much, right? But you've got huge footfall going across this road here. You've got a huge number of people walking past your shop. And you don't have a lot of people in here. And the reason is because you're trying to be everything to everybody, and therefore you're nothing to nobody. So pick a slither of the marketplace and just go for that marketplace. You'll get people walking in here, buying, and this will be full like crazy in a very short space of time. So that's what I'm saying to you. Take this information, go, this is my marketplace. What are the, and I said to him, look, come up with 4 or 5 bullet points that are the benefits of them having a particular drink, and put that drink on promotion, right? On a promotion, to get them into the room, to get them into the shop, and to become a customer, right? To know, like, and trust you. And this same analogy works in property as well. You need for people to know, like, and trust you before they do business with you. So think about the 3 to 5 bullet points of benefits, right? Don't think of features, right? Think of benefits. What's the end outcome for this person from working with you? What type of deals are you looking for? What's the slither of the marketplace? And what's the 3 to 5 benefits they're going to get from working with you directly? And then create your message. And create your message out of them 3 to 5 bullet points, and go out there and get credibility by being highly relevant to the slither of the marketplace and having huge visibility in your marketplace. So go out there and do that. Do that now. You can do it. It take you 10, 15 minutes to make this happen, right? And go out there and put a post on Facebook, like straight away. You're on Facebook, obviously, because you're watching this. Put a post on your personal page. You go, hey, this is what I do. And these are the benefits of working with me. And then go onto a group and go and post the same thing again, or go and help somebody who has a challenge that you know you can help with, and go and start telling people what you do. Go and book into a networking event. I know it's kind of almost December and there's not that many around, but go and book into some if there are any around in your area. And look, be highly, highly, highly relevant, and then get massive visibility, and that's what will create credibility for you, and that is what will get people to bring you deals. Even if you go into agents, do the same thing. Create your slither, understand your slither of the marketplace that you're looking for, the benefits to them of working with you on the type of property that you want, and then go out there right now today. Just pick up the phone. As soon as this live stream is done, pick up the phone. So 10 minutes, write these notes down, pick up the phone and go and ring the agent, because it's the action that will change your results, right? Take this information and implement it at the speed of instruction. Look, I've gone over it enough. I think you get the gist of what I'm talking about. Hey, if you want more of this good stuff, join my Facebook group. It's called the Rent Monthly Cashflow group. The link for it is in the description above or below. I can never remember. I think above it's bit.ly, bit.ly/monthly cashflow. bit.ly/monthly cashflow, because I'm going to be sharing some exclusive stuff on the group that I'm not going to share in public. Some awesome exclusive stuff that's different to these live streams here. You get these as well, obviously, but go and join the group and tell more people about it. Hey, this is Divya Mishi signing off. Have an amazing, amazing day. And look, take action at the speed of instruction. I look forward to seeing you on the next live stream. Take care.